Back to EMA Web TV Studios, EMA International 2022. We have Massimo Mirabella, the editor of the Agri-Sicilia magazine. We have invited Mr. Mirabella here with us because they've just presented the results of 2 experimental years on the production of peanuts in Italy and more precisely in Sicily. So Massimo, can you please tell us more about it? Because this topic may turn out to be extremely interesting. Thank you so much for inviting me today. In fact, we just presented the results of our second year of experiments carried out by the Research Center ISVAM in cooperation with the University of Naples and an entrepreneur of the dry fruit sector, Ditta Caputo. What's the reason for this project? In Italy, peanut consumption is quite considerable. Peanuts are on demand, and all dry fruit types are increasingly on demand. Peanuts are consumed a lot in this country. There's a very considerable demand, but almost all peanuts are imported from abroad. The idea was how to produce, market, and mechanize production. So we collected data on 2 years of testing. Year 1, there was an experimental plot in a hilly area about 600 meters above the sea level in the province of Palermo. And last year that was particularly satisfactory for us, and peanuts have just been collected. The second experimental plot was in Marsala at the sea level. The quality of harvested produce was considered to be very high quality level, so it can be considered as premium product. So we just presented our data, how the plots were selected, all the challenges and the farming techniques that were used, and we're about to start a third experimental year studying the machines that can be most suitable for this crop for sowing and harvesting. You're very good and concise explaining this project. In Sicily, for years, you've been growing alternative fruit. It's becoming an incredibly rewarding activity. I've just completed a project on the prickly pear. Yes, that's true. That's very rewarding. And we're being helped by climate change in a way. For the last few years, we've carried out several experiments and tests. We wrote a lot about it. Over the last 5 years, we've started producing tropical fruit in certain particularly suitable areas, such as producing avocado, mango, and other produce that used to be unthinkable in the past, or even imagine, they could be grown on the Italian territory. Now this fruit is marketed and they are practically ready for use when they are put onto the market. In fact, when they import tropical fruit, we have to buy that today in order to consume it in the future. And they come from Sicily ready for use. They can be ripe in a few days. So geographical proximity is very much an advantage. We mentioned this a few years ago at Bari Levante, another important trade fair, and in fact you confirm that we're seeing the fruit of all this effort. Yes, at Agri Levante we presented the project and talked about that with because Professor Farina from the University of Palermo is very much involved in the project on tropical fruit. And we are moving ahead very fast. There's more land available, better quality produce, and additionally, we're really happy to see that they are promoted and marketed on new platforms that were not used in the past and are frequently used for other product segments. For instance, on Instagram, I can daily see promotions about made in Sicily tropical products. So thank you very much for joining us today. Keep up the good work. Have a safe journey back to Sicily. And we're about to conclude our day 5 at EMA International.